Hey everyone, welcome back to Real World, Real Stories. I'm James.
And I'm Olivia. And today we talk about a country that is very, very different from any other country in the world.
Very different, like completely different, like from another planet different.
North Korea.
North Korea. Okay, so before we start, I want to ask you something, Olivia. When you hear North Korea, what do you think?
I think mystery. It is one of the most closed countries in the world. We know very little about what happens inside.
Right. And what we do know is just strange. Like, did you know that people in North Korea cannot choose their own haircut?
That is true. The government has a list of approved hairstyles. You must choose from that list.
And did you know that North Korea has its own internet, but it only works inside the country? You cannot visit Google, you cannot visit YouTube.
Definitely no YouTube.
So how are they watching us right now?
They are not, James.
Right. Sad. Okay, today we are going to learn everything about North Korea. The history, the politics, the rules, the economy, and the very strange and very sad reality of life inside this country.
And if you are new here, welcome to Real World, Real Stories. This channel is made for English learners. We talk about real events, real countries, real stories, but we do it in simple, clear English.
We speak slowly, we explain difficult words, and we always make it interesting. So if you are at A2 level, this is the perfect place for you. Let's go.
Okay, first, where is North Korea? Look at the map. The Korean peninsula is in East Asia. It is between China, Russia, and the sea.
So it is a peninsula. That means it has water on three sides?
Exactly. And the peninsula is divided into two countries. In the south, South Korea. In the north, North Korea. The official name is the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, but people just say North Korea, or DPRK.
Democratic. That word is in the name, but is it actually democratic?
No, not at all. But we will talk about that later.
Okay. How big is North Korea?
It is about 120,000 square kilometers, smaller than the UK. The population is about 26 million people. The capital city is Pyongyang.
And what does the land look like?
Mostly mountains. About 80% of the country is mountains and hills. This makes farming very difficult. There is not a lot of flat land for growing food.
That sounds like a problem.
It is a very big problem, and we will talk about that too. But first, let's go back in time, because to understand North Korea today, you need to understand one Korea.
So, Korea was one country once?
Yes, for thousands of years, Korea was one nation, one people, one language, one culture. The Korean civilization is very old, more than 2,000 years.
So, what happened?
Many things. Let's start with Japan. In 1910, Japan took control of Korea. This is called colonization. Colonization when a strong country takes control of a weaker country. The strong country controls the government, the economy, the land. Korea was under Japanese colonization from 1910 to 1945.
1910 to 1945. That is 35 years.
Yes, and it was very hard for Korean people. Japan tried to destroy Korean culture. They wanted Koreans to speak Japanese, to use Japanese names. Many Koreans were forced to work for Japan.
That's terrible.
It was. But then, 1945, World War II ended. Japan lost the war, and Korea was free again.
So, happy ending?
Not exactly, because now two big powers came in. The United States from the south, the Soviet Union, that is old Russia, from the north.
Uh-oh.
Yes, they divided Korea into two zones. The line was the 38th parallel, that is a line on the map. The US controlled the south, the Soviets controlled the north.
Just like that? Did Korean people agree to this?
No, Korean people did not agree. They did not want to be divided, but the big powers decided, and this division changed everything. In the South, the U.S. helped create a government. In the North, the Soviets put a man named Kim Il-sung in power. He was a military leader. He became the first leader of North Korea.
Kim Il-sung. That name sounds familiar.
It should. He is the grandfather of the current leader, Kim Jong-un. The same family has controlled North Korea for more than 75 years.
3 generations. Grandfather, father, son?
Exactly. Kim Il-sung, then Kim Jong-il, then Kim Jong-un. This is very unusual in the modern world.
So the country is divided. What happened next?
War. In June 1950, North Korea attacked South Korea. Kim Il-sung wanted to unite the whole peninsula under his control.
Did it work?
At first, yes. North Korean soldiers moved very fast into the south, but then the United States and other countries came to help South Korea, and then China came to help North Korea.
So it became a big international war.
Yes, the fighting was very violent. Many cities were destroyed and many people died. Estimates say between 2.5 and 4 million people.
That is enormous.
It is one of the deadliest wars of the 20th century. And after 3 years of fighting in 1953, the two sides stopped. But they did not sign a peace agreement. They signed a ceasefire.
Ceasefire. This means both sides agree to stop shooting, but it is not a peace deal. The war is not officially finished. North Korea and South Korea are technically still at war, even today.
And the border between them, the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, is one of the most heavily guarded borders in the world.
Wait, demilitarized means no military?
Yes, that is the funny thing. The name says no military, but in reality, it is full of soldiers, mines, and weapons on both sides.
The most ironic border on Earth.
Absolutely.
Okay, so after the war, how did North Korea develop? What kind of country did it become?
It became something very unique, something that does not really exist anywhere else in the world today.
What do you mean?
North Korea is a totalitarian state. One family controls everything. The government controls every part of life. What you read, what you watch, where you live, where you work, what you think.
What you think?
They try to. The government uses propaganda every day. From birth, North Koreans learn that their leader is almost like a god, not a normal human, a perfect, all-knowing, all-powerful being. Propaganda, information that a government uses to control what people think. It is not balanced. It only shows one side. It makes the leader look perfect and the enemies look evil.
And the Kim family is worshipped?
Yes, that is the right word. There are photos and portraits of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il in every home, every school, every office. By law, you must have them on your wall.
And if you don't?
Very serious punishment. We will talk about punishments later. And there is more. The ideology, the ideas of North Korea has a special name, Juche.
Juche. This is the official philosophy of North Korea. The main idea is self-reliance. North Korea does not need the outside world. North Korea can do everything alone. This idea was created by Kim Il-sung. Today, it is almost like a religion.
And North Korea has elections, but not like normal elections.
Wait, they have elections? But I thought there is only one party.
Correct. There is only one party, the Korean Workers' Party. And in elections, there is only one candidate. You go to the polling station and there is one name on the paper.
So, what do you choose?
You can vote yes, you put the paper in the box, or you can vote no, but you have to cross out the name. And that action is watched. Everyone can see.
So basically, you vote yes, or your life becomes very difficult.
Exactly. And this is why the results are always perfect. In the most recent elections, March 2026, Kim Jong-un's party got 99.93% of the vote.
99.93.
And the official turnout, how many people voted, was 99.99%.
So basically, everyone voted, and everyone said yes, except 0.07%.
And interestingly, for the first time since 1957, North Korean state media actually mentioned those no votes. 0.07% voted against.
That made world news, right? Because it was so unusual to even admit that.
Yes, it became a big story internationally. And honestly, many people made jokes about it online, because even 0.07% against is remarkable in North Korea.
In any normal country, a leader getting 99.93% means something is very wrong.
In North Korea, it just means it is Tuesday.
Tell me more about this worship of the leader. Because I've seen videos online, people crying when they see Kim Jong-un. Like really crying, falling on the ground.
Yes, this is called a cult of personality. The leader is not presented as a politician, he is presented as a father figure, almost divine. North Koreans are told that the Kim family sacrifices everything for the people. Cult of personality, when a government uses media and propaganda to make a leader seem perfect, superhuman, and worthy of deep love and worship. People are taught to love the leader from birth. It is not a natural feeling. It is created through constant control of information.
But are the tears real? Do people actually feel this?
This is a complex question. Some tears are real because from birth, people are taught that the Kim family is like a loving parent. If you grow up with only one story, you believe that story. But some tears are also strategic because showing not enough emotion can be dangerous.
Wait, you can get in trouble for not crying?
There are reports of people being punished for not showing enough grief when Kim Jong-il died in 2011. Observers checked who cried enough and who did not.
That is absolutely chilling.
And the personality cult extends to mythology. Official stories say Kim Jong-il was born on a mountaintop, and at the moment of his birth, a new star appeared in the sky.
A star, like a fairy tale.
Kim Jong-un is described as having supernatural abilities. One official story says he learned to drive a car at age 3.
3 years old.
And that he is a genius in all areas: military, science, art, music, sports.
You know what? I also drive very well. Nobody made me a god.
Different country, James.
Okay, let's talk about the rules, because this is where North Korea becomes really unbelievable. What can and cannot people do?
Where is start? Okay, let's go through some of the most extraordinary rules and restrictions.
Hit me.
First, the internet. North Korea has its own internal network. It is called Kwangmyong. You can access it from certain computers, but it only has North Korean content. No outside websites, no international news, no foreign social media.
So no YouTube, no Google, no Instagram.
Nothing. The real global internet is only for a tiny number of government officials and scientists. For everyone else, it does not exist.
Okay, what else?
Travel. North Koreans cannot leave the country. If you want to travel, even to another city, you need official permission. To leave the country without permission is illegal, and if you try and you get caught, the punishment is very severe.
And if you succeed? If you escape?
If you escape to China and get caught, China sends you back to North Korea, and then you face very serious consequences. Some people make it to South Korea through China and other countries. This journey can take months or years.
Months or years to escape your own country.
Yes. Now, hairstyles. The government has an official list of approved haircuts. For men, there are about 15 approved styles. For women, about 14. You must choose from this list.
What if I wanted different haircut?
Not allowed.
And in universities, there have been campaigns specifically against Western-style hair, like long hair for men or certain dyed colors.
My hair would definitely get me in trouble.
Almost certainly. And clothing. Jeans, especially blue jeans, are associated with America and are banned in many contexts. Wearing clothes with foreign logos can also be a problem.
So no Nike, no Adidas.
Right. Now this next one is very serious, James. Are you ready?
I think so.
If someone commits a crime in North Korea, a political crime, a serious violation, the punishment does not only fall on that person, it falls on their entire family. This is called the 3 generations rule. 3 generations rule. In North Korea, if you commit a serious crime, your parents, your children, and even your grandchildren can be punished too. They can be sent to a prison camp. They did nothing wrong, but the government punishes the whole family.
So if my grandfather did something wrong, I could go to prison?
In North Korea, yes. This is documented by many survivors and international human rights organizations.
That is one of the most frightening things I have ever heard.
And the prison camps? They are called kwanliso. These are enormous camps in the mountains. Satellite images show them clearly. Estimates say between 80,000 and 120,000 people are inside these camps at any moment. They do forced labor, they receive very little food.
What are people sent there for?
Watching a foreign movie, listening to foreign music, saying something critical about the government, trying to escape, practicing religion, many things that in other countries are completely normal.
Watching a movie.
There are testimonies from defectors, people who escaped, who say that secretly watching South Korean dramas on USB sticks is one of the most common crimes.
And religion?
Officially, North Korea has freedom of religion in the Constitution, but in practice, religion is very dangerous, Christianity especially. There are underground churches, but if you are caught, the consequences are very serious.
What else? Anything even more surprising?
Yes, music. North Korea has a list of approved songs. You cannot listen to foreign music. But, and this is a strange detail, some Western classical music is allowed. Beethoven, for example.
Beethoven is fine, but BTS is not.
Absolutely not. And one more thing, the class system. North Korea has a hidden social class system called songbun.
Songbun. This is a secret social ranking system in North Korea. Every family has a rank based on their political loyalty and their history. If your grandfather supported the regime, high rank. If your grandfather had the wrong job or was from the wrong region, low rank. Your songbun affects where you can live, what job you can have, whether you can study at university, and you cannot change it.
So you are born into a social position and you stay there.
That sounds like something from the Middle Ages.
In many ways, it is.
Okay, with all these restrictions, with the sanctions, how does North Korea actually survive economically? Where does the money come from?
Good question. The official economy and the real economy are very different things.
What do you mean?
Officially, North Korea is a socialist state. The government owns everything. There are no private businesses. Everyone works for the state.
And in reality?
In reality, there are markets. They're called jangmadang. After a terrible famine in the 1990s, we will talk about that in a moment, people started to trade things informally just to survive. And over time, these markets grew. Today, they're a huge part of daily life. Famine. When a large number of people do not have enough food to eat, a famine can last months or years. People can die. North Korea had a devastating famine in the 1990s, especially between 1994 and 1998.
How bad was the famine?
Estimates say between 500,000 and 3 million people died. That is a huge percentage of the population, and the government did not admit it at first. They called it the arduous march, a difficult but heroic time for the nation.
They gave the famine a heroic name?
Yes. Meanwhile, people were eating grass and tree bark.
That is heartbreaking. So, back to the economy, what does North Korea sell to the world?
Several things. First, weapons. North Korea is one of the world's major producers of weapons and ammunition. In recent years, there is strong evidence that North Korea has sent large amounts of artillery shells and missiles to Russia for use in Ukraine.
Weapons exports to Russia.
Yes, in exchange for food, fuel, and technology. It is a significant source of income. Second, coal and minerals. North Korea has large deposits of coal, iron, and rare minerals. It exports these, mostly to China.
China is the main trading partner?
By far, about 90% of North Korea's trade is with China. China is also the main source of food and fuel. Without China, North Korea would be in a much more serious crisis.
And what else?
Cybercrime. This is very significant and relatively new. North Korea has sophisticated teams of hackers. They attack banks, cryptocurrency exchanges, and companies around the world. The United Nations estimates North Korea has stolen billions of dollars through cyber attacks.
Billions with a B?
Billions with a B. These stolen funds go directly to the government, and a large part goes to the nuclear and missile programs.
So they hack the world to build missiles.
Essentially, yes. And there are also North Korean workers abroad. In the past, tens of thousands of North Korean workers were sent to countries like Russia, China, and various others. They work, often in construction or factories, and most of their salary goes back to the North Korean government.
The workers earn money, the government takes it.
Most of it. The worker gets a small amount to live on. The state takes the rest.
Okay, now the big one, the nuclear program. This is why the whole world watches North Korea so closely, right?
This is the central issue. North Korea has nuclear weapons. This is not a question anymore. It is confirmed. They have tested nuclear bombs underground multiple times. They have ballistic missiles that can reach Japan, South Korea, possibly the U.S. mainland.
When did this start?
The nuclear program started in the 1950s and 1960s, but it accelerated greatly under Kim Jong-il, and especially under Kim Jong-un.
Why does North Korea want nuclear weapons so much?
From North Korea's perspective, it is about survival. They look at countries like Iraq and Libya. These countries gave up their weapons programs, and then they were invaded or their leaders were removed.
So they think if we have nuclear weapons, nobody will attack us.
That is the logic. Nuclear weapons are their ultimate security guarantee, and Kim Jong-un has said this directly. North Korea will never give up its nuclear weapons. Ballistic missile, a powerful rocket that can carry a weapon, including a nuclear bomb, to a target very far away. North Korea has tested missiles that can fly thousands of kilometers. Some can potentially reach the United States.
What about negotiations? Has anyone tried to make a deal?
Many times. The most dramatic moment was in 2018 and 2019, when U.S. President Donald Trump met personally with Kim Jong-un. 3 times. This was extraordinary. No sitting U.S. president had ever met a North Korean leader.
And what happened?
The talks failed. North Korea wanted sanctions removed first. The U.S. wanted North Korea to take concrete steps to dismantle the nuclear program first. Neither side moved. And after the talks collapsed, North Korea actually accelerated its weapons tests.
So the situation is worse now than before the talks?
In terms of North Korea's missile and nuclear capabilities, yes, they have made significant advances in recent years, including testing missiles from submarines, solid fuel missiles that are harder to detect, and intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, that can potentially reach anywhere in the world.
This is genuinely terrifying.
It is a real and serious issue for global security. South Korea, Japan, and the U.S. maintain a very significant military presence in the region because of this.
Okay, one last big comparison I want to make. North and South Korea. Same people, same language, same history until 1945. What happened to each of them?
This is one of the most extraordinary natural experiments in history. Two countries, same starting point, completely different systems.
And the results?
South Korea today is one of the most technologically advanced countries in the world. Samsung, LG, Hyundai, these are South Korean companies. The GDP per person in South Korea is around $35,000 per year.
And North Korea?
Estimates for North Korea are extremely difficult because data is hidden, but most economists estimate around $1,800 per person per year. Some estimates are even lower.
So South Korea is about 20 times richer.
At least. And life expectancy, how long people live on average in South Korea, is about 84 years. In North Korea, about 72 years. And that number is brought down significantly by the famine years and ongoing food insecurity.
Same people, 70 years of different systems, and the difference is just enormous.
And South Koreans know about North Korea. They can see it on maps. Some South Koreans have family in the North, separated since the Korean War, never allowed to reunite.
That is also heartbreaking. Families separated for 70 years?
There have been some brief family reunion events where a small number of elderly people from both sides could meet their relatives for a few hours and then say goodbye forever.
A few hours after 70 years.
Yes, and you can imagine these meetings are extremely emotional. People meeting their brothers, sisters, parents as very old people, knowing they will never see each other again.
Some people do escape. What is it like?
The journey is incredibly dangerous. Most people cannot cross the border with South Korea directly. It is too heavily guarded. So they go north into China.
Into China? But China sends them back.
If they are caught, yes. China considers North Korean defectors illegal immigrants, not refugees. So defectors must hide in China, sometimes for months or years, before moving further, usually south through Southeast Asia, through Laos, Thailand, until they reach a country where they can apply for asylum. Defector, a person who leaves their country illegally, usually for political reasons. North Korean defectors risk their lives to escape. If caught in North Korea or sent back from China, they face prison camps or worse.
How many people have made it?
About 34,000 North Koreans have made it to South Korea since the 1990s. That sounds like a lot, but out of 26 million people, it is a tiny number. And the journey has become harder in recent years, not easier.
What do defectors say about life inside?
Their testimonies are extraordinary. Many say that when they first saw the outside world, when they saw a normal supermarket or the internet, they couldn't believe it was real. Many cried. Some were angry that everything they were taught was a lie.
Everything they believed. Gone.
One of the most common things defectors say is, "I thought North Korea was the best country in the world. I thought we were the ones with freedom, because that is what we were told every day."
And then you see the world and you realize...
Everything was different. It is an extraordinary psychological experience.
So, what does the future look like? Is there any hope for change?
This is the hardest question, and nobody really knows. Let's look at possible scenarios.
Scenario 1?
Status quo. Nothing changes. The Kim family stays in power, sanctions continue, the nuclear program continues, the country remains isolated. This has been the reality for 75 years, and it could continue.
Scenario 2?
Collapse or sudden change. If the economy gets much worse, or if there is internal conflict, the system could collapse or change quickly. This happened in East Germany in 1989, but North Korea's system of control is much more extreme, and the consequences of a sudden collapse could be enormous for North Korea, South Korea, China, and the whole region.
Scenario 3?
Gradual opening. Some people hope that economic pressures and the slow spread of outside information through USB sticks and smuggled media will gradually change things from inside, that a new generation of North Koreans who know more about the outside world will push for change.
Do you think it's possible?
I think people always find a way. Information is very hard to stop completely. And the markets, the Jengmadong, have already created a small class of people who operate outside government control. Change is slow, but North Korea is not frozen.
The people inside, they deserve better. That is one thing I feel certain about.
Absolutely. 26 million people who didn't choose this system, who were born into it.
Okay, North Korea. What do I take from today?
What do you take?
I think it is easy to see North Korea as a joke. The perfect elections, the hairstyle rules, the stories about Kim Jong-un, and some of it is almost funny. But behind those strange rules, there are 26 million real people living real lives with families, with hopes, with dreams, and most of them have no choice.
That is a very thoughtful answer, James.
I have my moments.
North Korea shows us what happens when a government has total power over its people. No free information, no ability to leave, no alternative voices. It is one of the most important case studies in human rights in the modern world.
And understanding it matters, even if it feels far away.
Especially because it feels far away.
Okay, our question for you today. What surprised you most about North Korea? The elections? The 3 generations rule? The defectors? Tell us in the comments. We really do read everything.
And if this video helped your English or taught you something new, please like it. It helps other learners find this channel.
And subscribe to Real World, Real Stories for a new episode every week. Real stories, real world, simple English.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.